it's mostly sunny and 79 degrees in the capital of Oklahoma. We as human beings all have a desire to be liked. That's why saying no can sometimes be so hard. We welcome back life coach Margie Warrell. Margie is author of the book Find Your Courage, Unleash Your Full Potential, and Live the Life You Really Want. Also, we want to hear from you. Do you need help saying no? Most of us do. Give us a call at 1-800-528-2090. So is it the endless need to please other people that we just find so hard to say, no, I can't?
I think that's part of it. I think part of it is pleasing people. Part of it is, trying to get approval, helping out. Sometimes we just like to be helpful. We want to be thought of as a team player and someone that people can rely on to, chip in.
To show up. Mm-hmm. So what is it that you need to consider when saying no? I mean, obviously, you've got to put yourself first sometimes.
Yeah, sure. I think there's three great questions to ask yourself. First is, what am I most committed to? Mm-hmm. Sometimes in life you've got to say no to the good to make room for the great. Now, there's so many great things that we can do with our time and our energy and our talents. And I think we live in this unprecedented era of choice.
Right.
So it's, what is it I most want to do? I often say to people, before you fill up your calendar, decide what you want to fill it up with.
Exactly. Second one is, am I shoulding on myself?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I heard this saying a few years back that goes, don't should on yourself and don't let others should on you.
I have to admit, I read that 3 times, not understanding what it was. I was like, what in the world is that?
Well, we have a lot of shoulds. As we're, starting our life, it's like, I should follow this career, I should go to this college, I should marry this person. There's shoulds about how we should raise our kids. And then when we move into the latter years, it's like, this is what we should do with our retirement or how we should spend it. And often our shoulds aren't about what we really want. They're more about what we think. Others' expectations, what we think other people want us to do. So I often say, what is it that you really want? Mm-hmm. Do you really want to do that, or do you think you're only doing that because you think you should?
Right.
So I think that's really important. I don't know the key to success, but I know the key to failure is trying to please everyone.
Exactly. You can't possibly please everybody all the time. It's
that's
just
right.
not going to.
You can try, but you'll wear yourself out. Which brings me to the third question, which is, what's the yes to stress ratio?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. I mean, you have to decide, how much stress is this going to cause me? Yeah. Is it worth saying yes to?
Yeah. Well, if what you're committing to is aligned with what you are most committed to, then balance naturally sorts itself out and stress isn't an issue. But if we're always feeling like we have to say yes to everything,
right.
One, it's maybe only doing it because we think we should. And two, we don't always have the time and energy available to get everything done, to fulfill on all our promises. So we run ourselves ragged in the process, trying to be all things to all people and, to chair this committee and to do that and to help this person out. So that it comes back to, what is it that we're most committed to? And saying yes to those things and saying no to the other.
Okay, if you can't quite get as far as saying no, what are some other nice ways to compromise?
Sure. Well, obviously we can always say yes to something, which is great if we want to do it. We can negotiate. So negotiation means that we can negotiate on what's being asked of us or when. So, no, I can't meet you for lunch this week, but I'd love to meet you for a coffee later this month. Or, no, I can't chair the fundraising committee, but I'd be happy to secure a few donations. So we can negotiate. And
see, that's clever.
Yeah.
Because then you're helping, but you're not compromising yourself.
You're not doing the whole thing.
Right.
And the third one is, which I think is great for people who are habitual people pleasers who are always saying yes and inside their head they're going, no, is to say, you know what, I'm not sure if I can do that. Can I get back to you later?
Right, just buy a little time.
Buys us time. We can see, do I really want to do this? Do I have the time to do this? And, if the answer's no, then to, find our courage and practice our no and figure out how to say no. And, there's ways we can say no to people.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, what is a nice way to say no? You don't have to be so definitive and harsh about it. Yeah. There are ways to just say, maybe not right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the key to that is distinguish between the person and what they're asking of you. Mm-hmm. So it could be that we're just wanting to say, I really appreciate that you've invited me to come onto the committee. I feel really flattered by that. However, right now I've got a lot of other things in place and I feel it would be a disservice to you and to my other commitments if I said yes to that.
And you know what? The person's going to understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a logical way of saying, this just isn't okay for me right now as much as I would like to.
Yeah, so I haven't said no to you, I've just said no to what you've asked of me.
And I think people associate no with rejection, and you're not rejecting the person.
No.
It's the activity.
And we can really take care of the person. The fact is, saying yes is a lot easier than saying no. Saying yes is that immediate hit of people-pleasing gratification. It's like, I've taken care of you, but what's the price we pay down the track? And you know, in life, life's always changing, and so too are the things we need to be saying no to.
There you go. All right, I'm going to start practicing it. Thanks for coming back.
It's been a pleasure.
Hope we see you again. Chocolate, not just for dessert anymore. How it can add a little sweetness to some of your favorite dishes still ahead. And dance.